tonight?
Well, my thoughts are what everybody else is thinking too. I mean, I don't get how a team that hasn't won a game and you have a really good second period and aren't excited about coming out in the third and doing the same thing as you did in the second, and just looked like there was very little effort. I'm seeing it, and you're seeing it.
How frustrating is that from your vantage point?
Well, it's of course it's really frustrating. You want to win the game. You want to play for 60 minutes, and I thought this was a game that would end up 3-2 for us. But I mean, and then you get the break on the goal that doesn't go in or doesn't get counted, and you'd think that okay, there's going to be some jump now. We just got our life handed back to us, and then all of a sudden you go out and they score 30 seconds later. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty frustrated right now.
At 3-1, Bruce, it looked like there wasn't much. I mean, some might look at it and say it looked like they quit at 3-1. How do you see what happened there?
I never like to use that word. It just looked like they said, oh, there's no way we can catch up type thing, and because they haven't had success yet. I mean, I would like to think that there wasn't anybody that was saying there, oh, I don't care what happens now, I quit. I just can't, I'll never accept that in my mind. But I mean, it certainly, like when you want two men to forecheck because you need a goal and only one man's going in, and I mean, they know exactly what they're supposed to do on a few of the goals and our D zone and not doing it at all. That's just really frustrating.
You're used to hearing Bruce, there it is. What was it like to hear the boos and the jersey thrown on the ice this early?
Well, that's the first time I've ever been involved with that, and obviously I hope the players feel the same way I feel about it. It's just totally embarrassing, and just, you know, it's something you never want to see, and I've seen it happen in other arenas and everything, and never thought it would happen here or on a team that I'm coaching. But if I was the fans, I would have been frustrated too, because they're watching what we're watching.
Would you tell the players after a game like this?
I told them to look in the mirror, and you know, usually if we're not successful in the game, I don't come in, but I went in today and said that, you know, is totally unacceptable as a professional athlete, and that you know, instead of looking at the other guy, look at yourself. I said, I'm looking at myself, seeing what I'm doing wrong. All the coaches are looking at themselves here. We're not blaming any of the other coaches. So, I mean, the players should be doing the same thing and looking in the mirror and saying this just isn't good enough.
Where do you go from here, Bruce? I mean, you've been able to reach these guys at various points on different levels, but this is a different animal here. I mean,
Yeah,
where do you go from here?
I mean, well, we get back on the ice tomorrow, and hoping that something clicks in. I mean, it's if you're going to give up after game 6, then you're not worth having anyway. So I mean, it's I think every team in our division lost today. So I mean, it's not fun, but I mean, my job is to help us find a way out of this, and so I'll be doing whatever I can to see what I can do to get this thing turned around. I mean, their job should be individually, what can I do to turn this thing around? And hopefully in the next 2 days we can do something about it. I mean, that's the way I'd feel if they booed us off the ice like this and we had a game in 2 days. I would hope to think that our pride kicks in and then we come out, you know, with a vengeance type thing.
It seemed like the Pettersson line was creating some chances, but having trouble with the finishing. Is it just a matter of getting bounces, or does Pettersson need some better finishers on his line?
Well, I mean, I think we had 6 chances in the first period. That line had all 6, and I think in the second period, both Kuzmenko and Podkolzin had open nets. Might have made a difference in the game, but Petey's one of the guys that works his ass off every day, and he's not getting rewarded for it. So we'll see what we have to do.
Bruce, are you getting enough 5-on-5 when Pettersson's not on the ice at the moment?
Well, I mean, you're watching that. You know the answers. We're not getting enough. We're not. You know, I mean, we got no 5-on-5 goals again tonight, and you know, other than Petey, I'm thinking Almond might be right now our second best player.
What can you tell us about what kept Quinn out of the lineup tonight?
He's got a lower body injury.
With Rathbone stepping in for his first game, were you at least happy with how he came out and kind of played his game?
Yeah, I mean, he did what he could. Like, I mean, a lot of the defensemen that were in there were working their, you know, the young guys anyway, doing what they could to help stem the tide, you know. But I mean, it's our veterans that got to, they're the ones, the leaders have got to take this and say, okay, enough's enough. And if they don't do it, then it's a long year.
Do you have a timeline on Hughes?
No timeline. It's day to day. You know, it's not a long-term thing.
Do you feel the streak is just getting to the guys, breaking their confidence?
I don't know. I don't know. Every morning I get up, I think we're going to win. So I mean, I don't know what goes on in their head and what their thought process is. So I mean, but I know they want to win. They're just not doing the right things to go about and do it.
Did you get concerned by the effort level in that third? Does it concern
Yeah,
you?
that's the whole thing that concerned me was the effort level, and that's what I was talking about. I mean, it wasn't good enough, and so I mean that's, you know, and a lot of our third periods have been like that early on. So I don't get it.